right, everybody. Welcome to the Socially Unacceptable But Sober podcast. My name is Dino. I am an alcoholic.
I'm Jonathan. I'm an alcoholic.
I'm Matt. I'm an alcoholic.
And tonight, we have a guest, and his name is...
My name is Joe, and I'm an alcoholic.
Joey!
Joey!
How you doing?
How you doing, Joey? Light the lighter.
Episode 8 tonight?
Episode 8.
Episode 8. So we have a guest tonight. Guys, remember to like, share, subscribe. Jonathan is going to run it across.
Hell yeah, brother.
And let them know how they do that.
Let's talk about it. So we're on YouTube at Subs Podcast. That's SUBS Podcast. TikTok, we're on subs.podcast1. Instagram, we're at Subs Podcast 1. Also, we're on Spotify, Apple Music. Just search Subs Podcast. And our email for comments and all that good stuff is subspodcast1 at gmail.com. That's subspodcast1 at gmail.com. And I fucking didn't open the thing, so I don't have the comments in front of me. But yeah, pass it back to you.
I heard we had some comments. People were like, yeah, sent a comment. A couple guys were like, yeah, I'm going to start sharing it. I didn't know. So,
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're getting views, but nobody's
Yeah.
sharing.
Share it.
We
Love it.
appreciate
Like
if
it.
you share it, follow it, all that nonsense.
You getting a lot of views on a weekly basis, or?
Oh, it's getting better and better every
Yeah.
week. Yep.
All right, guys. So, again, the reason why we do this is to get a positive message of recovery out there. And if you need any help, like I say, we got a guy.
Yeah.
We got a guy. If you need the help, get in contact with us through our email, even a comment. We'll get in touch with you. We'll work it all out. We'll get you the help.
Hell yeah.
You got comments?
I do. So one of the most recent comment is one of your buddies said, I sent Matt a reading the other day. Then I realized that a Hindu guy sent a Jewish guy a Native American reading. It doesn't get more spiritual than that.
Hell yeah.
Sending more love from Southwest Florida. Keep on keeping on.
Who's that?
Brother Chuck.
Brother Chuck. And then Skater Girl said this topic really does pair perfectly with the victim mentality episode. Spirituality is something that can truly keep you away from falling into that mentality. Can't wait for the next episode.
Skater Girl.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Jay Dela Cruzia did one of these.
Nice. My nephew.
Nice.
Yeah. Either that or my brother.
I know the name, but I didn't know who the fuck it was. That's like that.
Either my nephew or my brother.
You don't know either.
I don't know.
How old is your nephew?
16.
Nice.
That's probably a
Do you smoke crack?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, and then the last one that we have, well, we got more, but the last one, you guys are going to kick it out of this. Keep doing what you're not doing.
Okay, like fuck.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I know who that is. That's your
guy?
boys. That's your boy.
This guy.
This guy.
Yeah.
This guy.
What guy? Fill me in.
You know who the fuck it is.
That guy?
Manny P, baby. Manny P. All right, thank you, Manny.
Manny P.
Manny.
And then we've got some content on other platforms. I've actually been trying to get us up on TikTok some more with shorts and all that good stuff. YouTube shorts. So we got a couple of comments there that I try to respond to. But as always, email us if you need help.
If you need help, get in touch with us. All right, yeah, we got a lot of good comments. A lot of people came up to me talking about that victim mentality episode. They loved it. I loved it too, man. I loved it too. It's time to win, man. Stop being the victim and start being the victor. The victor.
The Victor.
All right, so tonight, guys, again, we have a guest. Joey is here. He's going to tell us a little bit about himself. You know, little tiny bits, and we're going to interrupt him like crazy.
Absolutely.
He tells a little bit of his story. So, Joe, welcome to the Socially Unacceptable But Sober podcast.
I appreciate it, my brothers. It's an honor to be here on Socially Unacceptable But Sober. That was the name of our bowling team, by the way. That was a fucking badass bowling team, boy. They robbed the name from us, but that's all right. It's all good, man.
Yeah. Well, two of the people on the team
We're here.
We're right.
So we only half
No,
round.
I got it.
100% rock.
What was the other one? I forgot who the other
Mike
one.
Wallace.
Mike Wallace. That's it. Where is that crackhead? Is he still hanging?
Arkansas.
That's right. He's still doing this thing. He's still doing this thing. My name's Joe, and I'm an alcoholic.
What's up, Joe?
Joey. And it's good to be here with you guys.
Good to have you here.
So, but I'm supposed to be talking about recovery, ain't I?
We can talk everything, but we don't need that.
We don't signal anything out.
Yeah, we can't.
Right, it's against the traditions. I get it. I should have known that. I've
I
been
should've
sober a
told
couple
you.
of minutes. Yeah, you should have fucking said something.
My bad.
You guys set me up for failure and shit. So, I don't know, man. It's been, I haven't found it necessary to pick up a drink or a drug since June 25th, 1997. And for that, I am fucking eternally grateful. I really am.
You're one of those long timers.
I'm a long ass timer now, man. I feel like a day oneer sometimes. But like Dino, I went to my first meeting in 1988.
Yep.
You know, and you guys can do the math. I bounced in from 88 to 97, and so I in the summer of 1988, I was only 26 years old. So alcohol and drugs beat me up pretty quick.
Yeah.
All right, so it was 1988. I went to my first meeting.
Perfect.
Can I talk about going to rehab?
All that shit, yeah.
All right, first rehab was in 1989, and I was a hot mess. And as you guys know, the math from 88 to 97, I bounced in and out for 9 years, and I just wasn't willing to do the things that I do now to stay sober.
You were still in the victim mentality.
I was the victim mentality, boy. And, you know, somebody told me in the very beginning, you got to stick with the winners. I'm like, who the fuck are the winners, man? I'm in a room full of people that drink and smoke crack. And who the fuck are the winners? Right. I'm the biggest loser in here.
And they all look like us.
They
So
all
how
look
do you
right.
find these
How the fuck do you
motherfuckers?
find these guys? And I just wasn't willing to do any of those things until I came to Waterbury, Connecticut.
Dirty boy.
When I moved up here in 97,
What brought you here?
a female.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was in, so let me just backtrack a little bit. I've been in 3 30-day rehabs, 2 detoxes, and 2 long-term treatment facilities. And by long-term, I mean the first one was 17 months, and the second one was 10 months.
Oh.
And when I went to the first one at 17 months, I came up here to stay with my brother for a couple of days before a bed opened up for me. The name of the place was
Yeah, I need it.
Renaissance in upstate New York. And while I was staying up here with my brother waiting for a bed to be open, I met this young lady, and she ended up sticking around with me and stuck with me the whole time I was in treatment. You know, came up and visited me and shit like that, and you know, it was cool. And that's what brought me back up here. So after I got out and came up here, she found out what I was like on a full-time basis because I was still using. And I think you guys might have heard me share, like, when it came to my making amends, she was one of the first person I made amends to. I had about 3 days sober.
Nice.
And
Time to do it.
That's how we do it. Yeah.
and I was at a making an amends meeting. It was step 9. And
Careful
all
sense of time and
all
improvement.
I heard at the meeting was,
Start apologizing.
yeah, right. All I heard was, it's all good because I didn't drink today. You know?
I almost got stabbed trying to do that. You know, one time?
Dude,
Yeah.
I ran to her house after the meeting. I said, look, I want you to know I robbed your credit cards, your jewelry. I cheated on you. I did everything possible to you, but it's okay because I didn't drink today. I'm better. I got 3 days. I'm good.
Golden. So what do you want to do?
She wanted to call the cops, and she did call the cops.
Perfect.
And it took me 45 minutes to talk out of that one, but you know, so yeah, that was pretty rough, man. So, but yeah, I when I came here in '97, I was ready. I think I was just ready.
That thorough ass.
I got that thorough ass
Joe-
whooping that you talk about
Joe,
all the time.
You got an interesting accent. Is that Texas I'm picking up on?
That would be Joey from the Bronx. Joey.
Is that Philippines? Yeah. Arkansas?
Arkansas, he says.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
When you said you showed up in 97 ready, do you feel like when you walked in, you knew it? Like you knew you finally arrived at the right time? You know what I'm saying?
I do. I thought I did, man. I really did. I thought I did. And I raised my hand at the men's meeting. It was my first meeting, crying like a little baby. I need help. And I forget who it was, but somebody came up to me and said, are you willing to do anything to stay sober today? And of course I said yes. I didn't know if I was or not. And then, I don't know, maybe 2 months sober, my sponsor got me a coffee commitment at, you remember the St. Mary's meeting?
Oh, yeah.
And it was Saturday morning. I had to be there at 6:30 in the morning to make coffee. And I didn't show up for the first 2 weeks.
Nice.
And my sponsor lit my ass up. He says, who the fuck do you think you are? You haven't done anything positive in years. No self-respect, no respect for others. And that caught me out there. And from that day forward, an old timer came up to me at the men's meeting again when I was sharing about it. And he said, Joe, you need to pray for the willingness to stay sober on a daily basis. And I forget who the guy was. I can't remember. It might have been Cuppy. I don't know who it was. But since that day, that's what I've prayed for: willingness to stay sober on a daily basis, and and
That's all we get.
absolutely. And like I said, I've been here a little while, and I still say that prayer every day. So my sponsor ended up getting me another coffee commitment at St. Peter and Paul's, and I kept that for almost 2 years. Sunday morning, 8:30. That's where I got sober. And
that's a good question Matt asked, because I think every single one of us in this room can say we thought we were really, really ready every time we got to the point where we're coming into I'll do whatever it takes. We just had no idea of two things: how sick we actually were,
Right,
and what willing to go to any lengths really entails.
what really is.
What the lengths
What the
really
lengths
mean.
really are. you know?
This shit ain't easy.
This shit is. I thought because I had a little color back in my face, I gained a
Some
little
food
weight.
in your
I
belly,
thought that was recovery. Okay, I'm good now. I don't need to make coffee for you. What the
3
fuck
days
did you
later,
do?
bro, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm out.
I'm fucking in.
I'll run the show now.
So I just kept coming, and in my first 2 years, I probably went to. I think I missed 4 meetings in 2 years.
Wow.
I just kept going on. I didn't know what to do with myself, man. The weekends I was doing 4 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday.
Yep.
I just didn't know what to do with myself anymore, So, and then I just finished doing a 5th step with my sponsor this past Monday, and that's probably the 6th time I've gone through the steps since I've been sober. And when I got here this time, everybody told me you got to do the steps, and I was afraid to do that because I didn't want to look at me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see the piece of shit I was. You guys already knew I knew I was a piece of shit.
Yeah, we
you guys
knew
are gonna
it.
find out I'm a piece of shit. And it was hard work. It really was in the very beginning. It was tough, and but I did it. I did it, and I kept doing it. And you guys have heard me share a lot that I'm either in one of 3 places. I'm moving forward, I'm standing still, or I'm moving backwards.
Right.
And 2 of those 3 things aren't good. As far as for me, they're not good. So I need to try to keep moving forward. And,
Standing still's a fucking mirage anyway. That ain't real.
right,
really
it ain't
is.
real.
You're
It ain't
moving
real.
backwards.
You're moving backwards, right.
You don't even know it.
Right, exactly. So it felt good to just do this 5th step with my sponsor the other day. It took us 2 days to do. We did 2 consecutive Mondays, and I'm figuring, and I was just doing a 4th and 5th on the last year or so.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I talked for hours with this man. It was just like it was my first one. I was like, the fuck, man. And just new resentments come up, new fears come up, just all the shit comes up, and you got to do what you got to do to stay sober, So
Our circuits aren't right, man. We're not wired right.
I am definitely not wired right, kid, I think and Hirsch has always pounded it in my head. It's permanent sobriety one day at a time. One day at a time. And I do that. I say that to myself every day. It's okay, Joe, what are you going to do today? What are you going to do? Am I going to go to a meeting? I don't go to a meeting every day anymore. I go to a lot, but I make sure I talk to somebody every day that's in recovery. I do some readings. I say prayers all the time. I'm at church all the time. And it's important to me,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I could sit here and talk for hours
know you
about the
can.
gratitude and stuff like that. It's been a long time. A lot of shitty things have happened in recovery, and a lot of phenomenal things have happened in recovery. But I haven't had to pick up a drink or a drug over either one of them. So
The shitty things make the phenomenal things that much sweeter.
that much sweeter, correct?
I got to tell you, we've known each other for a long time.
A long time.
But it's got to be 25, at least 25 years.
At least
At least. 'Cause I think you had like 1 year when I met you, right?
when you were smoking crack.
When I was smoking crack.
So he met you when you were still.
These guys have seen, dude, John. I'm better now, guys. I'm back.
I'm good. I'm good.
I can only imagine.
It's guys like
Right.
you, Matt, just people in general that have like the double digits, longevity, long term, and watching you guys not only the amazing, beautiful things, but get through the harsh realities of life, like loss of life and all that stuff. And just
Right.
being able to watch you guys, because I'm always like, oh my God, I can't handle that. Oh my God, I can't handle that.
I'll never get through that.
I'll never get through that. And I'll
right.
never get through that. And I remember one of the first speaker meetings that I went to in this recovery, the guy's father had died that day.
Wow.
The speaker.
Wow.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like,
And he was at a meeting.
He's at a meeting, man. He was
I just
talking
got
about
chills all over my body.
and I remember
amazing.
saying to myself, that's going to happen to me.
Right.
That's life, man. That's how it's
Right.
going to go. What am I going to do? What's going to happen? I got to go to a meeting. That's what this dude did. And he talked about it the whole time. He didn't even tell his story, bro. He talked about like the relationship and the amends with his father and all this stuff. And I was just like, man,
You know what though? That was talking about his recovery.
it was.
Right,
It
right.
was. It
Without a
was.
doubt.
And full circle, I think the first year I moved to Waterbury, you had lost your father,
Yes.
and we're sharing about it at a meeting.
At a
I'm like,
meeting,
dude, this guy's talking like he's
Yeah. Well, by then, John, I got to tell you, dude, I'm ready for life.
yeah.
Period. Yes, it sucks. It hurts. It hurts my heart. It's a sad thing. But it cannot knock me off my beam anymore. It just can't. Life cannot nothing can come at me in life, whether I expect it or not.
Yeah.
Can knock me off my beam enough to be like, I can't go to a meeting. I can't do step work. I can't talk to God. I can't do any of these things because I got this thing going on right now.
Right.
The reason, I just can't do that no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I thought it was interesting that you've shared that story before, and you were that person when I came in
Oh, wow.
from here, and it was like, so when I, share about it, it's you now.
That's fucking deep.
right.
Was.
That just gave me chills.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It probably.
Joe touched you under the tape.
Well, keep your eyes on his hands. You know what I mean? You never know.
So I was probably, 4 months sober. And again, you're supposed to do the steps in order, and you're supposed to do them with a sponsor.
Nah.
Supposed to do it with a sponsor.
Yeah.
But I was 4 months sober, and this is one
fire.
I actually talked to my sponsor about because I needed to do it. And this is where my fucking disease took me. I had an older sister who had been bedridden for probably 25 years with multiple sclerosis, completely took her body away, took her voice. She wasn't even able to talk.
Oh,
And it was one of the last times I was using, and I called up work and I said, my sister died. I can't make it to work. I'm going to be out a few days. She didn't die.
Yeah.
And, my boss is calling me. He wants to send flowers. Like, there's, it's just a private service, no flowers. I came up with a zillion fucking excuses, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I had the 4 months sober, I went to my sponsor. I said, I need to make this amends now. And he said, do you want me to come with you? And I said, no, I don't. I said, it's just me and her. So I went down to the hospital in the Bronx where she was, and she was stayed there for the last 15 years of her life. And I sat down and I said the rosary with her. I told her what I did. And remember, she couldn't talk. And she looked at me and she said, I love you.
Ah, man.
It blew me away, man. I knew right there and then. I got chills all over my body right now. I knew right there and then things were going to be okay. That's right. It was going to be okay, and she ended up dying the day before my 6-year anniversary. And don't get me wrong, I was sad.
Yeah.
But I felt so good that I
Yes.
had made those
Yes.
amends to her.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It was amazing for me. It blew me away. It blew me away.
Because we've done that.
Right.
We did the work.
We did the
We
work.
do what we have to
Right.
do. So when stuff like that comes up, we can handle it.
Right.
There's nothing I wish I should have, could have, and all these regrets. They're not there no more.
You know, I always remember, I used to say it all the time, I never break my arm, pat myself on the back.
Right.
Because this way of life taught me how to show up for life. There's plenty of people that don't have what we have out there.
Absolutely not.
And they show up to life every day.
Every day.
So, when these things happen, it is not, oh my God, I'm an alcoholic, I'm a drug addict, look how fucked up. No, that's just fucking life.
Life on life's terms.
But I needed to be taught.
Right.
Because when I got here, I didn't have that information, right?
To that.
And it's easy to say, well, you should have.
Right.
Yeah, I should have, but I fucking
But I
didn't.
didn't.
So it took what it took to show up at the right time. And that's why I asked you the question. Did you know it was the right time? Because you were ready to go to work.
Right.
And that's what I was getting at. When every time I showed up, man, don't come at me with no gotta do work.
Right.
Don't you know? I showed up, motherfucker.
Fucking here.
I'm
That's the
here.
work.
That's the work.
Right. That's the work right there.
But then the time came, and Dino says it all the time, the thorough ass whooping.
Oh.
And when I walked in, I was full of fear,
Absolutely.
but I still had a belief that, you know what, man? I'm ready to do what they tell me.
Yep.
Right.
No more, yeah, but, or I know.
Yeah, right.
and then I'm
I
gonna
know. That's a
have
big
this-
one.
You don't understand.
Right.
I'm supposed to be here.
Oh, what Dino talks about all the time. I'm trying. What
Yeah,
trying
I'm
is
trying real
dying.
hard.
It's
Trying.
true. It's
Fuck
the
yeah.
truth, man. It really is. It's the truth.
Matt, can you actually pat your back? with your. Is it?
No, I got T-Rex arms.
Yeah. I didn't think that was
Alligator
possible.
arms.
Yeah.
Look at.
There you go. With a little help.
Yeah, baby, you can do it. Attaboy, Joey.
Yeah.
So I was telling Jonathan when I came in, and this disease doesn't quit, you know.
No.
I had sober bowling last night, and I wanted to get some sushi before bowling last night. So I went to that place on Lakewood, Wasabi.
Yeah.
Never been there before. Let's go have Wasabi. Let's go have a nice
Wasabi
little
was you.
sushi dinner. So I did. I come walking out the door. I'm like, you know, I've never had one of these in my life. I said, I'd like a fucking daiquiri right now.
Nice.
I swear to God, a daiquiri, and I don't know. I didn't
That's
drink on the
crazy,
bottom
though.
line, but that's what I'm saying. This
It's
disease
nuts.
is fucking crazy.
It's full time.
full time,
Full time, dude.
full time, bro.
You know, I go out to Massachusetts a lot during the day, and you know, Mass has those billboards all over the place.
Oh, the
Weed
pod
and stuff?
billboards.
Get off the exit. We're right here. We even got them rolled for you already. Type of shit. And 99.9% of the time, bro, I don't even notice them. Every once in a while, I look at it. I almost damn near get into an accident because I'm
Looking at
paying
the
what
sign.
exit is it now? And I'm like, why do I give a
That's
shit
right.
what exit it is?
Right.
Man?
But
That's
dude,
where
you get off the highway in Waterbury, and it's like I gotta put the recycle on my vent because I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah. All you do is smell fucking weed.
yeah,
that's
right.
it.
I hate
Right.
it.
And somebody's
water.
driving like shit. I'm like,
Man,
oh, there it is.
there it
makes
goes.
sense.
Last a couple nights ago, I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt. I was like, maybe it's a skunk. Everybody in the car is like, no, dude, it's Waterbury.
It's
I'm like,
skunk
skunks are in
weed.
Waterbury too.
Weedaberry.
Yeah, right.
Waterbury. Ooh,
Yeah, man. So
that's that new merch. I don't know.
It's been a good living so far, man. Things are
Yes.
good. I'm grateful to be here. I really am. I just
So some of the things, like I was saying, that people like you, watching people like you, I don't know. I mean, the things that you've done, you know, Junior. I mean, can I tell a story real quick?
Go right ahead.
All right. Well, this guy, they let him adopt a kid. Yeah. You know what I mean? And when they were going through that, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I didn't stick around, but I was just like, yo, guys like John E., the sky's the limit here.
Right.
The sky is the limit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then Matt opening up his thing, and I'm just like,
Right.
what am I fucking doing? I'm like, I'm just gonna go get one more hit, and then I'll come back and do that.
Yeah.
But it's just like every time I come back, I'm just like, God, these guys are like they just keep going,
They're
man.
living
Like
their life.
the stuff they're going through. He adopted a kid, man.
Yeah.
This dude who smoked crack, they gave him a kid.
They gave me a kid.
They made sure he was good to go. Though.
Yeah,
I mean, they
right,
didn't just like,
yeah.
oh, you smoke crack last
yeah,
week?
you're good.
Here, have a baby.
Take a kid.
Have a baby.
Take a kid.
Unbelievable, though.
You know what though? It's real crazy. I remember one time, you've heard me say this numerous times. I was at a gas station one night. One of us who no longer stuck around, he sees me, comes up to the pump. Hey man, you still go Wednesday nights?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, of course. She's like, man, you gotta be an old timer now. And I felt so proud.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I was one of the
Right.
proudest moments of my life.
Absolutely, I bet.
And I never, as I was feeling proud, I was saying, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, it was one of them
Right.
dual things. Like,
Yeah, right.
I want to talk shit about myself,
Right.
but I feel amazing that I was able to stick. I could never be the guy that sticks around.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that you could see when you come back, I'm
Yeah.
still
I'm
here.
still here.
I
Right.
was always the guy running out, coming back.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, there's just so many blessings, man.
Yeah.
But a lot,
Endless.
endless.
And this is right.
And, but a lot of the times, I think, you know, you get caught up on that fucking emo trip, everything getting to you. Woe is me, victim mentality.
Oh, God.
And then next thing you know, man, you know what'll make me feel right?
I said a
daiquiri.
crack, a daiquiri,
daiquiri.
a damn daiquiri.
Girl drink.
A girl drink.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you know what's crazy? For anybody watching, this is chopped to shit right now. By the time it's reaching you out there, it has been cut.
All the good stuff we're
Yeah.
keeping.
All the good stuff is here. We're keeping
You'll
in
have
the
to
room.
pay for that.
Yeah, right.
But the crazy part is, like, you know, I talked to Ashley about, and then you were just talking about the help that you had, you know, what busting your ass while I was in Punta Cana. But it's really hard to imagine people like you. I wasn't sure about you when I started coming in. I thought he talked too much of a good game, and I was like,
I've heard this shit before.
I'm sure
Are you saying that I was believable with you?
Yeah, you were believable.
Whoa.
That's some shit right there.
Sky's the limit, go.
You were quiet enough. But getting to know you guys and how committed you guys are to not only your own recovery, but more importantly, is giving it away to other people. It's really difficult to imagine these fucking. I mean, Dino on crack.
I can't imagine, right?
God
It's
help
the complete
world.
opposite of what
Complete
you see
opposite
here.
of what's going on right now. Mad on crack, complete
Dude, I don't
opposite.
even want you blinking. It's too loud. Turn your fucking eyelids down, bro. Shut the lights off.
Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
but it is unfathomable. And you look, I moved from New York to Waterbury, just like Joe did, which is a weird thing, Joe. What
That
the
is
fuck
a
were you
weird
doing?
thing, yeah. Where in New York were you from?
I was up class, all right. I was Westchester.
Westchester.
The best
That's not even a
Chester.
fucking
Really?
word. I was an up class.
It's upper class.
Upper class.
Did
I
they
cut
teach
it-
you how to fucking speak?
Upper
New
crust. I'm upper class, so I get to cut that
Fuck.
abbreviate. I
Where
get
in
to cut that
Westchester?
vowel
Yonkers?
out.
Yonkers.
Where the fuck are Yonkers?
So my family's still in Yonkers. My grandparents and a couple of aunts are in Yonkers, but my folks moved up to North Salem, exit 8.
I know it very well.
Oh,
Hard Scrabble Road.
that's the road my mom
I
lives
know
on.
exactly where it is. I used to go down that way to go to work. I worked at the Indian Point Nuclear Generating Station.
Oh yeah.
Dixco.
Yeah. Other
They
side.
let me work in a nuclear power plant. Believe that.
Well, I was
Shit's crazy.
at a meeting. I'm getting it back on track. I was at a meeting the other night, and this guy was telling his story, and he had probably like 20 some odd years. It was probably a couple months ago. 20 years in the program, he's sharing, and I was like, dude, I'm not gonna relate to this guy. He was just so uptight and put together. And I was like, this guy, and I got a crew of like newcomers with me, at this meeting, and he starts sharing, and the first story out of his mouth was he was so fucked up. He was at work. They entrusted him, and now he's still using at this point, to drive a security, the cash trucks that carry the cash. Money truck.
Wow.
And he had partied the night before, and he had such a bad anxiety attack that he couldn't even think to do anything else but drive straight to the hospital and check himself into the psych ward.
Wow.
Now, there's like a bolo out on him because he has checked himself into a fucking psych ward, and there's like probably $3 million in the parking lot in this fucking
Holy shit.
truck. And I was like, wow, you never know who comes through those
He got
doors.
sober right from there?
Yeah.
Wow.
They went away and that started
That's
his journey.
serious
Shit.
Better than me, bro.
Yeah.
Better than me.
Yeah.
I couldn't even have a...
I would have cracked into the truck.
Absolutely.
Come on, man.
Absolutely. That truck is gone.
When people... Like, I admire that stuff. When people, like... Not to say he had stuff, because that shit wasn't his, that money in the truck.
Yeah, none of that.
It's
But like
mine.
when people were
It's
like,
mine if I'm driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
They're like, I almost lost my house. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you still have shit.
Yeah.
Why couldn't I have just come and stayed? Because I had a house, the kids, the wife, the cars, the bicycles, skateboard, all that shit.
skateboard.
And I like, man, it's just,
I hate when people say they lost stuff. I made a conscious
yeah,
decision.
gave it away. Fuck
Give it
yeah.
away. And take it all.
Give it
I don't-
away.
Just take it all.
everything fits in the bottle.
Right.
And the
Absolutely.
crack
And the
pipe.
crack pipe. baby.
And my buddy Phil says it at our where I came from. When he thinks about having a drink or getting high, he just puts all that shit right on the bar table, because you're just given, this is the cost to play now.
Right.
This is the cost. All these things and I had that epiphany the other night, man. I didn't realize that this is my first true attempt at sobriety. Like where you guys were saying that you'd actually had periods of
Dress rehearsal.
yeah. I mean, but you stacked. That's no joke. If you stacked up a couple years, maybe.
2.5 years was like,
Dude, that's a lot of time.
That is a lot of time.
yeah, that was good too.
One of my first meetings in New York, I think it was
Hey, I still had a house then.
Did you really?
one of my
Still
one-
married, still married, had 2 kids, a house.
Oh shit.
He's like, yeah, we're good.
was
Crack
like,
can come back into my life.
You know what will work better with all this? Weed. Weed's gonna
Weed
work.
and crack.
Yeah.
And then if I'm doing so good on weed, I might as well throw some alcohol on there. And if
Hell
I'm doing
yeah.
so good with alcohol,
I gotta smoke crack.
I know what to do now.
Got it licked.
You just did it.
Right.
Yeah, oh boy.
See, we're talking about 2.5 years going out to one of my first meetings in New York. I don't know, maybe my third meeting. This guy came in and he had 32 years and went back out. Was drinking for 2 months.
Jesus
lost,
Christ.
obviously drank, lost his wife, his family, and his job, his home in 2 months. I got up out of that meeting and I left and I went and got fucked up.
Wow. You're like, what are my chance?
I can't put together 32 fucking minutes. This guy's had 32 years. I said, get the fuck out of here. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. I was smoking crack 10 minutes later. I had
That
a
gave
fucking
you a head rush.
Wow, yeah, bro.
Wow. But
Couldn't believe it.
that's crazy shit, man. We had a guy in Patterson that went back out and he had like, and at that time it was around you were, 17 years, 18 years he had. And I was like, bro, what fucking, and this is my last, time in recovery. And I was like 6 months and I was like waiting to get to a year. I was like, this is fucking, I'm holding on, baby.
Right.
And then this guy comes back and he was like, yeah, I went back out. And then I heard through his story. It's like, fuck, bro. And that's what reinforces that vigilance, right? Like,
Well, that you hear that all the time. It's either they're just coming in and they hear that message, they see the guy came back. That's a bad message for a newcomer. Yeah. I had 20 years.
Right.
I went back out, and here I am again, trying it again.
Like,
Well, fuck it, I'll try it.
I'll try it again, too.
I don't have to get 20 years to go back out.
Yeah, I'm going to go back out today.
But if you're really doing this thing and you listen to those people that have that longevity, that long-term sobriety, you say, what happened? What happened a day before that happened? What happened a week? What happened a month? What happened a year before you went out?
Yeah.
And the chances are I stopped going to 12-step meetings. I stopped talking to my network. I stopped talking to my higher power. I stopped doing all these things that have gotten me this longevity.
yeah.
Life got in the way. Things got more important.
Got too busy.
And that's what I need to hear.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I need to hear what happened before you picked up. I know about the picking up
Right,
stuff.
the picking up part's easy.
And I was
It's
just
really easy.
I was just talking about this today. It's in it's a physical, mental, and spiritual disease that which we suffer from. And the first thing on a relapse that goes is spirituality, because I don't give a fuck about anybody
But
else.
you're ashamed, too, to talk to guys.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to him. I don't want him to see him.
Absolutely.
Then the mental piece comes in, right? And I'm scheming. I'm fucking anxious. I'm like, and then physically I'm addicted. I'm all fucked up. So then, when we get sober, it comes back in reverse. I feel good, man. I got the 3 days
Right.
color in my face.
Color in my face. I'm ready to go.
I got some walking around.
I got a
now.
little, yeah,
I'm out before I get too well. I'll be back, guys.
I'll be back.
Yeah, and then the mental piece comes, and the last thing to come, the hardest thing. The biggest change, and they talk about in the literature, is the complete psychic change, is that spiritual connection, right? And that's what I think makes the difference between a guy like Joe with the, with 20 something,
26.
it's fucking crazy.
20 what?
20, I said 20 something.
No, you said 20 summon.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
That's a Yonkers accent.
Yeah, and but that's what builds the difference, man. That's what makes the difference is that piece, because you can feel good, you could get all the back problems, right?
Right.
It don't matter, man. That don't keep us sober.
One of the best ones I heard years ago was when we get sober, we do the steps 1 through 12. When on my way out, I go 12 to 1.
12 to 1. Right. 13 to 1 usually.
Just to see it, man.
That's crazy, man.
Oh,
It's
man.
crazy.
It is nuts, man. It is nuts. But, yeah.
So one of my last days before I got sober, I was on a job, and I had been out for like 3 or 4 days on a construction job in I can't remember the town it was in. Anyway, doesn't make a difference. And my boss put me in a room working off a 12-foot ladder by myself, insulating ductwork. I said, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I can't. There's just no way I could do this, right? So I took the ladder and I slammed it on the ground and I laid down next to it. I laid down next to it. So now my boy comes running in. I pretended I passed out.
Oh my god!
So now there's like 500 construction workers on the job. They call the ambulance. They backboard me. They cart me out. And everybody's they're lining the stairs. Joey, it's gonna be okay. Joey, it's gonna be good, right? So I get to the hospital. They take me to Nyack Hospital.
Yeah.
I pass out for 8 hours. 8 hours.
You need to get a nap.
I was out. I woke up. The doctor says, "Look, we ran a bunch of tests on you.
You're like Superman.
We can't find nothing wrong with it." And then he whispers in my ear, he says,
Besides the crack.
You might want to stop doing cocaine," he says to me.
I'm sure
Good
that was
idea.
off the
I got
charts.
up, I went out, and I copped.
Yeah.
I copped.
You admitted it to him?
Fuck yeah.
I remember doing the same thing. I ended up going to a hospital because I couldn't close my hands. I couldn't just I woke up on Route 8, the bridge that goes over Route 8, and I couldn't fucking lift my arms. I'm like, something's up. I go to the hospital. They check me all out. They're like, we can't find nothing. He was like, but you do cocaine. You do a lot of cocaine. I go, not me.
Never.
I don't touch that
Never
shit.
touched that. That's
He's
crazy.
like, well, if you do, you better stop because your fucking nerves are.
I had a whole
I don't do cocaine.
They're like, you're doing cocaine? I'm like, never
No, you
touched
can put a
stuff.
tissue, pull it one side, pull it out the other.
What's this?
Right. Yes.
It's a magic trick.
That's hilarious.
Oh my god.
So when I got here though, man, it was those old timers that told me the simple shit. Like, I think one of the most profound things I ever heard in the very beginning was that it's going to be okay. It's just going to take some time.
Yeah.
And that gives me chills today to even say that because it's the truth.
It's the truth, man.
It just takes time, man, and you got to be willing to do the work.
You know, one of the things I heard, man, it was, and I was probably 16 years sober when I heard it. There's a place for you. You
Right.
got a place.
Right.
It's when you're new, you're full of fear, you're full of shame, you're full of guilt,
And you're full of shit.
You're full of shit.
Oh god.
But you hear somebody say, "But this is for you. You
Right.
can be here."
You could be here.
Maybe,
Right.
you know that.
Yeah,
Right.
you're welcome.
Maybe a little turn the radiator,
Absolutely.
man. Let that pressure out a little bit.
Right.
And
Did you know Dickie B? Were you here with Dickie?
yeah.
Right.
God,
You were
Dickie
here.
B.
You, some of us get here too soon. He used to say, you know. Some of us here get here when the time is right. You know.
show them just right.
I avoided that guy like the plague. I avoided a lot of the old long timers,
absolutely,
bro. Because I was like,
absolutely. 'Cause they
I
were
don't
gonna
want to
tell
hear
you the
nothing
truth.
they gotta say. John Delgado.
Oh,
Oh, dude, I'd be like, I gotta get away from him, bro. Earl, half shot, Heidi. Oh, forget it, dude. I wouldn't go near that woman. I'm like, she scares the shit out of me,
Heidi's
man.
badass, boy.
They all just, they look you right in the eye. You're full of shit.
You are such a
Shut the
fucking
fuck
liar.
up. You're full of shit. You're a
Right,
fucking idiot. Just stay here.
Yeah.
Remember Earl said, dude, it's going to get a lot worse for you out there. He was like, you think it's bad now? I go,
Right.
nah.
No,
I
no.
don't think it's that bad. But every time I'd come back,
It was
got
worse.
pretty bad. I got pretty bad. I was like, it can't get bad.
I had
It
a
can't get that much worse.
one time I had a counselor say, "This is my first bid. I'm in the NYI youth prison." Counselor says to me, how was it out there for you? I said, not that bad.
Yeah, not the
Made a
bad.
little money, spent a little money.
You know what he said?
Smoked a little crack.
And I'll never forget this. How bad's it got to get?
Yeah.
I live with roaches.
About 10 of them.
Listen, it wasn't until I was when I heard that, I was 18, 17 years old. It probably wasn't until I was fucking 27 or 28 that come back to my brain.
Clicked in your brain.
Because it had to get real bad.
Right.
It had to get real bad.
How many things come back to us now that we heard
Yeah.
then?
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
all the older guys on the construction site. Kid, you ain't gotta lift all that. Don't be a big shot. Don't do that.
right.
Now we're like, oh Jesus Christ.
my fucking
Hey
back.
kid, don't lift those two bundles up there right now. You don't want to do that. You don't gotta show off. And then you see him going, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, it's the circle of life, I
Same
guess.
thing in recovery.
Right.
Yeah. You get the kid, you get the job, the old lady saying, "You're doing too much, kid.
Doing too much.
Pump them brakes."
Right.
I'm good. They don't want to hear it. Good.
Yeah.
Getting too much too quick, baby. Kathy O used to say you need to do the things you hate and fear the most.
Yes. Get
I love
uncomfortable,
Kathy.
man.
Yeah,
Get uncomfortable,
Get
man.
uncomfortable, baby.
So yeah, man.
This is uncomfortable, boy.
Hell
So,
yeah.
yo, Joe, man, I got to tell you, dude, you've been a real instrumental in my recovery because we known each other for a long time, man. You know what I mean?
brother.
I mean, when I met these guys, it was him, Timmy.
Was I supposed to?
He'll cut it out.
Yeah.
And Timmy, Mike,
Nothing.
like
it's nothing.
Mike W, the guy with the bowling league,
right.
like all these guys, man. It's just like, man, and I watch them, Timmy. Like I watch these guys, I'm like, damn. It doesn't matter what comes in their life, man. It doesn't matter. I learned a lot from the trials and tribulations that
Of
you guys
others.
went through
Of
in
You
your
learn
life.
more from that.
Way more.
Right.
Way more, dude. Way more. I learned that I'm part of the no matter what club because you guys are part of the no matter what club. No matter what happens, man. It doesn't matter. And I was talking to a cat the other day, our buddy, and he told me, he said, listen how good God is in my life.
Oh, yeah, I remember it.
So I was like, I'm listening. He's got his job. They gave him the extra thing. And I'm listening. I'm like, dude, yeah, God is great. Absolutely. But let me ask you this. what about when it's not going your way?
Right.
How
right.
good is God then?
How good is God then?
Because you got to believe that he's still just as great.
Yeah.
Then you have to believe that, bro. You know what I mean? And I think it clicked. I might have heard a little click. It might have been a pen he was writing it down. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that's the truth, man. God is good all the time. It doesn't matter what's going on, man. It does not matter.
But it's okay to, I think it's like I just did, like I told you, I did a 5th step with my sponsor just recently. It's okay to have resentments toward God. And that was on my list. He was on my list, big time.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you guys know what goes on in my life and stuff, and I want things to be different. And it's not happening in my time.
Right.
And my son doesn't, he has his own higher power, and I need to
Let him have it.
right, let him have it. And that's hard for me sometimes, you know. I want
the best for him.
I want the best for him, right? You know, so that part gets crazy for me sometimes. But yeah, I get resentful at God. I'd be lying if I said I didn't, man.
You know, man, I'm gonna tell you something, and maybe you guys will think I'm fucking off the deep end with this one.
Too late.
Hello, down there. Come on back. Listen to me. I remember
I'm back.
when things appeared to be real. This was like, I can buy into this. I'm
Right.
actually a sober man today,
Right.
and I started to look at having resentments in my life, and not to say that they don't come, because they do.
Absolutely.
But for me today, as the man that I am, they leave a lot quicker.
Oh, without a doubt.
You understand?
Absolutely.
So it's like,
Because you're doing the work.
that's right.
'Cause you're
And
doing
you
the
know
work.
what? You know what always happens at the end? When does it always wind back up?
On you.
On me, motherfucker. I fucking Joe, fuck
Right.
you, just. And at the end, you know what?
Right.
I had a part in that.
I had a part in that.
You know?
John, who's the problem?
It's always me.
All the time.
Always you, John.
It is you, John.
It's always you, John.
How's that audio interface going, huh? You want to talk about resentment?
That was too easy.
I can't wait till I see him.
He
I can't wait till I see
he
him.
walked right into that.
I'm
one.
gonna be the
Fucking
problem
did.
then too.
Oh, don't worry, Joe. He'll just cut that out. He'll just cut that out. Hey,
cut it
Dino,
out.
call me when you need help with the computer. I'll be sure not to fucking back up.
Hey, you know what? I gotta tell you a real quick story about Dino. I can't fucking see, and I needed some locks installed on my front door.
Oh, hey.
And Dino came and installed my locks for me. They're upside down, and the keys gotta, but they work. They all fucking work. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I look at them. I told somebody the other day. They're like, "What the fuck is with your locks? The keys gotta go upside down. You gotta turn it the other way to fucking lock it." I said, "Well, Dino did it."
Yo, listen.
Bro, I got the best Dino story ever.
No, but this one's different. The one he bought, the hole was the what do you
The
call it?
gomas
One that
egam.
goes inside?
The gomas egam, they call
The
it.
cylinder.
The okay was so short. The one he had was
You ain't
longer.
gotta talk about my shit being short.
So this one didn't go all the way in.
That's
so
what I
some of the
heard.
hole.
Doesn't go all the way
Doesn't go
in.
there.
Yeah,
Too
it's
short.
gonna turn really bad. We'll tell the story another
You better
time.
cut this shit.
So anyway, listen.
Let's get to
Yeah, we're gonna get to it right now. All right, Joe, thank you very much for coming tonight, man.
It's an honor, my friend.
You're an
Honor.
inspiration
I
to
love
me
you
and many
guys.
others. You help a lot of cats out, man. So guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and all that stuff.
If
we
you
really
watch it, just share it.
yeah, say something too. Say a little something. Say you guys are ugly as hell. We love it. And don't think we forgot about our one-time bro segment, because we don't forget about that. And tonight, because we have a guest, I think we have two.
Yeah, you and this guy.
Oh shit, I have one.
I told you
All
that
right,
the other day.
I'll come up with something while he's telling this. So tonight,
Like you gotta fucking search for
Yeah,
one.
right. He's got a million of them.
I bet you his will just strike one up in my head.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean?
Probably.
So tonight's one times are sponsored by Joe and then sponsored by Dino. So Joe, give us a one time, bro.
So one time I was
It's all fucked up, bro.
I was out for a couple of days, and I went to work that one particular day. I was driving with my brother, and I remember on the way home from work, we smoked a couple of fatties, had a couple of beers, and then by the time I got I lived in this little studio apartment in the Bronx at this point, and I passed out right away. I was out. And all of a sudden, I don't know how many hours later, I felt somebody rubbing my head,
Oh,
and I woke up, and there's 40 people in my apartment.
Oh.
It was a fucking intervention. Oh, it was for me. It was a fucking intervention, right? So my sister's rubbing my forehead.
Joey.
Yeah, right. Joe, no, it was more Joey. And I got best friends there. The family priest. Now you got to listen to that one because he comes into play a little bit.
Yeah.
the family priest, brothers, sisters, good friends, neighbors, they were all so concerned. Like, Joe, you got a problem. You got a problem. And the first thing out of my mouth, they wanted me in rehab that day.
Yeah.
And the first thing out of my mouth was, I can't go to rehab. I got to pay my rent.
Yeah, duh.
Fuck, I hadn't paid my rent in like 6 months, man. It was
Eviction notices on the door.
Yeah, right. You know, it's just stupid shit, right? So I'm down to about, my normal weight at that time was probably 170 pounds. I was 132 pounds when I went into my first rehab. I was like nice and slayed.
Yeah,
All
nice
sucked
and
in and
slayed.
shit.
Healthy.
Right?
Healthy weight.
Yeah, healthy weight. So my brother,
You're fighting weight.
Yeah, fighting weight.
so my brother was he was the head of the union I was in, and he called up this particular rehab in Yorktown. It was called Addiction Recovery Center, and they didn't have any beds. But my brother was kind of like a bigwig in Westchester at the time, and he got me a cot in the hallway.
Perfect. Just
In
what
the
you
hallway.
need.
Yeah, just what the fuck I need. So 2 hours later, I was on my way to rehab, right? So I walk in the door, and it's a co-ed place,
Perfect.
and there's a chick there. As soon as she's the first one I see,
Boom.
From the
yeah, no.
Married.
I fucking hated her from the second I looked at her, and until I did some step work on myself and realized it was because she was just like me. That's why I hated her, and I just fucking hated her. I hated her.
Fuck that bitch.
So now you had it right. Fuck that bitch. I wanted to kill her for no reason at all. So now you're there anywhere from 30, 60 to 90 days, depending, right? Whatever. So my insurance covered whatever it was, 35 days. So I'm there for the 35 days. I'm waiting for that family priest that was at the intervention to come pick me up.
Yeah.
And the girl that I saw when I walked in, she was still there. They were in this big community meeting downstairs. And I said, you know what? Before Father Ralph comes, I'm going to get this
I
bitch.
know where this is going.
Yeah, I know you do.
Told the thing.
I never
haven't heard
told it on the fucking
I haven't
podcast.
heard it.
Tino probably.
Maybe,
You never heard
maybe,
it? So anyway,
maybe.
I said, I'm going to get this bitch back. For what? I don't know. She didn't fucking do nothing to me.
Yeah.
She didn't do nothing to me at all. So I went into her fucking bedroom and I shit on her bed.
Oh my.
I
What's
took a
with
shit.
it?
Yeah, I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. I shit on her bed and I took her pillowcase and wiped my ass with her pillowcase.
Yeah.
I left it. I left it there, right? So here's the best part of the whole fucking story. I get the ride home from the priest. 2 months later, I'm at a Yankee game. I'm sitting there with my girlfriend at the time. And I see about 10 rows in front of me, there's this dude, Frankie, who was in the rehab with me. So I get up, Frankie! And he gets up. Now, you're at a Yankee game. There's thousands of people there, right? He says, you sick fuck. I know it was you shit on that girl's bed. I know it was you sick motherfucker. And I'm like, my girlfriend's looking at me. You shit on somebody's bed. No. He's
I would
just
never
kidding.
do that.
I would never do that. Never do that. So there's my segment of one time I shit on a girl's bed.
And I asked that because I just saw that in the paper on another fucking person. Another,
Somebody shit on somebody's
Yeah,
bed?
and
I want his
remember
autograph.
You're a trendsetter, bro.
Absolutely.
remember the whole Johnny Depp thing and that girl that he
He
was.
just got divorced with.
Yeah, she shit on his bed.
What the hell?
I love her. I want to marry her.
That takes effort, bro.
I was
Absolutely.
following that a little bit, and like I'm watching Johnny Depp, and I'm like, dude, he's cracking up the whole entire time.
yeah.
He's like, I'm walking away from this. I don't know.
I don't know what's happening.
He's fucking out of
Oh, yeah, he's out.
Yeah.
He's fucking crazy.
One of the best actors, though. Dude.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
My top is Joaquin Phoenix. That guy is fucking
He's badass.
Joaquin is great.
bad. Dude.
There's a bunch, dude. Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, dude. I'm telling you. Come on, dude.
Phenomenal actor.
Bro, Castaway. He was the only one in the movie. And it was an
And the
amazing movie.
volleyball.
That's why I
Right,
fucking
right.
fell asleep during
What was the
fucking
volleyball's
movie.
name?
Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson. There we go. Wilson!
Nah, bro. You got to watch that movie. It's a new one out. It's called Beau is Afraid with Joaquin Phoenix. He plays a paranoid guy with schizophrenia.
Yeah. I got
What's it called?
Beau is Afraid.
Beau is afraid.
I loved him as Johnny Cash.
Oh,
Johnny
He was
Cash
great
was
as the
They say
Joker,
he was
too.
possessed.
Badass.
How about Gladiator? He was amazing
yeah,
in
he was
Gladiator, too.
No, but we'll compare that to Tom Hanks in fucking Castaway. Yeah, that was a great reference.
You see Captain Phillips?
Yeah, terrible.
You got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, his best role,
see
his best
Scully?
role, believe we was
he
Philadelphia story.
He plays an old white
Where he
guy.
plays the gay
that was a
guy.
good one.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
All right.
Deal,
So I guess
okay.
I got to do it one time.
One time.
And I'll lead you in this time, huh? And today our one time bro is sponsored by Joe
Claire.
Clark And
Clark, it's Leclerc. Joey.
and Dino.
All right, one time.
Yeah.
I got a job at a place who sells Maytag appliances. And
You were the Maytag guy?
beautiful people, man. Like the most nicest people. Church people. Huh? No, I was in Waterbury on Lakewood Road at the time. And so I get a job as an appliance delivery guy. Okay? They're loading up a 25-foot box truck, putting brand new appliances and letting me drive this shit around. But you know us, man. We sell ourselves.
Hell yeah.
Yo, you give me a shave and a haircut,
Right.
you'll never know that I'm going to rob you in
Yeah.
3 seconds. For
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Just load the truck.
So they give me a job.
And the key.
And the
the key.
keys. And the keys.
They give me a job. First week, no problem. I didn't have any fucking money. You know what I
Gotta
mean?
get a paycheck.
Party a little here and there, but I didn't do nothing wrong. So the following Friday,
Paycheck.
they give me the paycheck and they say, the other guy called out, so it's going to be a really tough day for you. You're going to be by yourself, and these things are heavy. You can't. I'm like, yeah.
I'll
They're like,
take care of it.
Here's your paycheck. After your first delivery, bank should be open. Go open it. Get yourself some breakfast. Take it easy today. I'm sure, no problem. I'm as God is my witness, bro. I had no idea what was about to
Crack and
happen, bro.
vodka.
I did not plan this out. This is how my mind works. This is how our mind works. So I go and make my first delivery. Bank's open. They're right. I go there. I'm going to go get some breakfast. Absolutely. I'm going to go to my next delivery. Not a thought in my head said, just go get 120. Until I ate the last fucking bite of the sandwich I was eating, right? So I go do that. Yeah. I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a delivery, take a couple of blasts, make another delivery,
Absolutely.
take a couple blasts. I'm going to get like a piece.
Right.
Okay.
Keep doing that all day long.
25-foot box truck, bro.
Empty.
No, man. It was full.
No, but it was
At the
empty
end of
after
the
you
day.
got it.
That first delivery was the last delivery I made. But the hood had brand new appliances all over the place. So the first delivery, it was a landlord buying a refrigerator for the tenant. While I'm there, she's like, you party? I go, yeah, but I can't right now. I'm working and you're going to sign this paper. She was cute, you know. She was like, stop by anytime. So I remember that. I go right to her house. I'm like, yo, you want to party? Yeah, party. We're going to party. So I run out of my money. She runs out of her money. I'm sitting there going,
We got a truck full of shit.
I'm like, I'm not even thinking that yet. I'm like, I'm fired, man. Like, it's like fucking 6 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm fired. I haven't made one delivery. I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? I need to get some. She's like, can you get more? I was like, you know anybody who wants like a washing machine or a dryer? And she's calling. I said, I'll be right back. Boom, I go down to the hood. I go to Catherine Street where I was copping originally. And I'm like, yo, anybody want a refrigerator? Just, dude,
baby.
I'm carrying refrigerators up 3 family houses upstairs with a dolly, sweating for 50 pieces. We're talking about $2,000 refrigerators for like a 50 piece.
Nice.
That went on till 6 o'clock in the morning.
Jesus.
So finally, this lady's like, you got to get the fuck out. I have nothing. There's nothing left on the truck. Yeah. The dolly wasn't even on the truck. I left the dolly at the last stop because I like, fuck
keep the
this
dolly.
You ain't gonna need this
Keep
no
the
more.
dolly.
Go back, hurry up, finish. It's all done. We're off. I'm regretting life. I know I'm going to prison for this one for sure. And I'm hating myself and everything, guilty. So she's like, you got to go now. Of course, when the shit's gone, you can hang here as long as you want.
Right.
Then the shit's gone. She's like, bro,
You
got to
gotta go.
Yeah. So I go back to this place where I worked, and I fucking bring the key. I put the key. Well, before I unlocked the padlock, because you were always supposed to keep a padlock so nobody was stealing it.
So you unlock
So I
it.
take it. I take the lock. I chuck it into the woods next door. I take the key. I put it in a slot. I walk home. The next morning, I went home and passed out. The next morning is when they got in touch with me. They're like, so what happened? I said, oh, man, I was really tired. After I think I ate something that was a breakfast sandwich was bad. And, I just had to go home and lay down. And by the time I woke up, it was like 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, oh, no, I didn't make any of the deliveries. But I'll just bring the truck back. So I brought the truck back full of the stuff. I didn't make one delivery. It's the first one. They're like, well, the truck was completely empty. Where's the lock? I go, I don't know. I brought it back full. So I don't know. They were like, okay. I hung up. Are you coming into work? None of that shit, because obviously we all know what happened. Well, they don't know exactly what happened, but we know
They
what
got a
happened.
good idea.
They had a pretty good idea.
So 3 days later, now I know I did not get away with this shit.
Right.
So I'm on the phone talking to somebody I hear. I said, without even looking, I go,
Cops are here.
Cops are here. She's like, how do you know that? I'm like, trust me. The fucking cops are here. I said, stay on the phone with me, though, okay? So I put the fucking phone down. I answer the door. It's 2 Waterbury detectives. They're like, are you? And I said, yes, I am me. They're like, the store. And I'm like, oh, yeah, no. I tried to tell them I was sick. And they're like, you want to come down and fill out a report with us? I'm like, can't I just fill one out right here? They're like, why don't you come down and fill out the report? So they drove me down. And they're asking me all these questions. They started asking me questions about the kid who didn't show up. So I was like, oh, man, I can start putting it on this
Here we
guy.
go. Here we go.
So I was like, yeah, I never really trusted him, and going on and on. They asked me, would you be willing to take a lie detector test? I said, absolutely. Oh no, dude. But I remember a lot of guys telling me, dude, a lie detector test is pretty easy, dude, to pass.
Yeah.
When they ask you a question, you just ask yourself another question. Breathe, remain calm, and answer.
But they're
their
inadmissible too, right? They can't use it.
question. But I'm like 22 years old.
Right.
So I go take the lie detector test, and they're like, okay, you're all set. So here's our card. If we have any more information, if we need any more information, can we call you? I said, absolutely. They're like, all right, well, I had the nerve to say, you're not going to bring me home? Oh. They're like, no, you can
That's
walk.
how you do
You
it.
can walk. I go, you know what? You're right. I'll walk. Thank you, officer. Have a good day. And I'm like, holy Jesus. Holy Jesus. That girl, I said, hold on. She have obviously hung up. So I called her. She was like, you fucking stole? I was like, nah, they got the wrong guy. Blah, blah, blah. And I blamed the guy who called out on that girl. I was like, I'm the best thing since sliced bread.
Right,
I'm
right.
helping the cops out.
That's
They
awesome.
needed help
That's awesome.
for me.
Doing my service.
Good Samaritan.
That's my one time, bro. But that one doesn't end there because we're talking about an amends, right? About 3 years ago, 3, 4, probably more like closer to 4.5. At my apartment, I needed a refrigerator. This refrigerator, obviously, my appliances aren't going to work for a long time because that's how karma works, right?
Yeah.
So we need a refrigerator. It's leaking. Every refrigerator we get is fucking breaking, leaking all over the place. So I finally said, I'm not going to go to these places, these buy here, pay here, free delivery type shit. So we're going to go to a better place. So I look it up, and it's on Thomaston Avenue. So I walk in there, and we're looking around, looking at the refrigerators. And I see this lady, and I'm like, Dana, she looks so familiar. And she was like,
It
honey.
looks like a lady that owned about 20 refrigerators.
She's like, honey, blah, 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 this lady needs help with something. And he comes out, and I'm like, oh, no.
Oh no.
So I look at the person, I'm like, we got to get out of here. She's like, what's the matter? I'm like, you could see it I'm white as a ghost. I'm like, we got to get the fuck out of here. Yeah. So we get in the car, and I'm like, you know what? I can't. I got to go in there. I got to talk to them. I have to talk to them. So she's trying to talk me out of it because this is fucking $15,000
Grand larceny.
Yeah, and it was probably statutory is gone. You know what I mean? And their insurance handled it and all that stuff, but that's not the point, right?
Right.
These people were so good to me. They were like for the first 2 weeks, I was like, these are the best people I ever worked for in my life. Church people. I'm like, I have to go in there and at least start this process. You understand? I don't care if it's $20 a week. I got to do this. You know what I mean? She's like, no, you can't. We have a bay coming, and this and the rent. And I'm like, oh my God, what do I do?
Oh, you're with that screwball?
Yeah. What do I do? Talk to Joe. And Joe goes, are you ready to make amends like that big? I'm like, no,
I'm
I got
not.
bum money every week, He's like, then probably wait on that one. So I'm waiting on that one. You know what I mean? And now that I talk about the story now,
Oh shit.
gotta go
it's
do
time.
it.
I think it's time.
That's
man.
right.
They're good people, man. You know what I mean? So that's my one time, bro, man. So anybody
those
out there
amends,
listening
baby.
who got a fucking refrigerator for me for $50,
You owe me money. You owe me money.
You all. The fuck?
That's my one time,
That's
bro.
awesome, baby.
I love it.
Yeah.
Fucking
Oh,
Maytag.
Yeah, buddy.
So, another fine week.
Yeah, man.
Another
good
thank
week.
Joe for coming down.
Joe,
I
thank you
appreciate
very
you
much.
guys for having me.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
very
coming
much.
down.
It was an honor to be here with you guys tonight. It really was. I appreciate it.
Thank
And
you.
don't worry.
I'm gonna sign the wall first.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's right. Let's talk about
A
that.
new
Like, he
thing.
don't fucking forget about it.
I don't fucking forget about nothing, bro.
So obviously you guys can see who people have been watching. We got this new thing that Matt had made up for us. It's beautiful. I love it. But now what is going to happen every time we have a guest, they're going to have to autograph this thing. So
We
tonight,
got
Joe.
the marker.
we got some
Joe,
Yeah.
Joe got his marker on
right
deck.
here on deck, baby.
So
On
yeah,
deck, so-
guys, love us, share us, talk about us, comment if you need help. always reach out to us. We will definitely. We got a guy. We always got a guy. So here's Joe, man, our very
There it
first
is.
autograph.
New York Joe, baby.
First autograph.
Joey!
Joey! How you doing?
How you doing?
What if we put sober dates on there too? Would that be cool?
Oh, yeah.
That's like solidified in fucking.
You can't go back out after
Can't
that.
go back out because the world knows
Not
now.
without catching a fucking beating.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Guys, episode 8, man.
in the
Yeah.
books.
Who knew?
In the
Well,
box.
what else can I say but thank you for being a friend.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for being a friend.